What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to talk about Michigan State women's basketball. In year one under Robin Froelich, MSU finishes the regular season 22-7 and 12-6 overall in conference play, and has locked up a top 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament starting later this week. Also, ESPN has them projected in the NCAA tournament as a 7th seed currently. If you're able to get a couple wins in the Big Ten tournament, you might be able to move up to one of those 6 seeds as well. Now let's talk about the turnaround for MSU women's basketball as a whole, because the last couple years, the record was as followed: 16-14, 7-10 in the conference, 15-15, 8-9 in the conference, 15-9, 8-7 in the conference, and 16-14, 99 overall in the conference. So overall, kind of just a middle of the pack Big Ten team over the last 7-8 years, really. Those were only the last 5 years I think I listed there. Now this is their first season with 20 plus wins and 10 plus conference wins since 2015-16 season, when they went 25-9, 13-4 overall in the conference. MSU was a 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament that year and ended up advancing all the way to the tournament final before losing to number 1 overall seed Maryland. In the NCAA tournament that year, MSU was a 4 seed and ended up losing to 5 seed Mississippi State 72-74 in the round of 32. Now back to this year's team though, they have competed all year long against the best of the best. The Big Ten is one of the best conferences in NCAA women's basketball, and they have competed against the top teams. They finished 4th against the top 3 teams. They were in pretty much every game except one. It took a Caitlin Clark 3 from almost half court for Iowa to beat MSU at the buzzer. And mind you, that was in Carver Hawkeye Arena. That was on the road in Iowa, where they are 13-1 this season. They only lost by 3 to number 14th ranked Indiana on the road. That was a tight game the whole way. I believe they actually had the lead, if I'm remembering back to watching that game. They had the lead for a good part of the game. And then, it was kind of just back and forth towards the end of the 4th quarter there, and Indiana ended up pulling away there at the end to win by 3. They also swept Michigan this season, beating them 82-61 in East Lansing and then 70-66 in Ann Arbor. That was the first season sweep since 2019, I believe it was. They only lost by 5 to Ohio State in Columbus. However, they did lose to Ohio State at home 71-86 when Ohio State was ranked 5th in the country. And they're currently, as of time of recording right now, sitting at number 2 in the country. But this is before the updated rankings come out. They did lose Sunday at Iowa, so that ranking probably will adjust a little bit, but they'll probably still be top 5 in the country. So all this to say, they have competed all year long. They've stood in the fight all year and competed against the best of the best. 12-6 in the conference with 4 of those losses to the top 3 teams is pretty impressive, especially in year 1 of a new staff. Now, injury-wise, this team got hit with the bug early in the season. Senior guard Gabby Elliott got injured in November. Mary Mang, freshman center, has been out since December, out for the year. Iselin Alexander, also out for the year, a junior forward, got injured in November. They were all slated to play an important role on this team and have been out since the first 2 months of the season, so they've had to navigate that. And with the injuries to both Alexander and Mang, who would mainly be playing the center position for Michigan State, they were forced to run more of a small ball type lineup. They really only run a 7-player rotation overall, but pretty much the whole thing is they really don't have a true center right now that's healthy on the roster. So they run more of a small ball lineup, with Julia Ayrault, 6'2 senior, playing a majority of the center position. 5'10 junior Jocelyn Tate and 6'1 senior Tori Osmond will slide and play that position as well. Now, scoring-wise for MSU, it's been 2 of the seniors, Julia Ayrault and Moira Joiner, both averaging 15 points a game. And then just to clarify on Julia Ayrault, she is a senior, grad student senior. However, she's not participated in senior night yet last year or this year, so that makes me believe she is coming back next year, so that would be huge. She did miss all of the 2021-2022 season with an injury, so I believe that plus the COVID year is why we could see another year of Julia on campus for Michigan State. Now, speaking of Julia, she has been phenomenal this season. Obviously, her and Mo Joiner leading the team in scoring, both at 15. Julia also averages 7 rebounds a game with 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. One of the best in the conference in terms of blocks per game. Mo Joiner, again, another senior, having her best year, averaging 15 a game. As we said, with Julia, they're leading the team. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Also a knockdown three-point shooter, shooting 43%. And really, especially over the last couple weeks, she's taken over some games where MSU needed a spark offensively. Specifically I believe it was at Penn State last week or the week before. MSU was up quite a bit. Penn State kind of closed the gap, and it was getting a little, maybe a little sketchy there towards the end of the game. And she kind of ended up taking it over, hit a big shot, helped propel them to that win. And she's been a big reason. Both of them, Julia and Mo Joiner, have been a huge reason why Michigan State has had the success they've had this year. Now, senior Tori Osmond has also had her best year as a senior. Points per game are up 7 from last year to 10, with 5 rebounds and 2 assists to go along with a steal. Also, Tori is a terrific defender, towards the top, if not leading the country in charges taken. She's not afraid to get in there and take charges. She is a Spartan dog through and through. I believe this is her 6th year on campus, been here since 2018-19, if I can do my math right. And she has just consistently got better throughout her career, and she's having her best year, her senior year, last couple months on campus here. Now, Deedee Hagemann, junior point guard, is also having her best year, averaging 13, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds to go along with 1 steal. But it has not just been the upperclassmen for MSU. The underclassmen, Abby Kimball and Theryn Hallock, have also been incredible as well, and huge reasons why Michigan State has had the success they've had this year. Abby's aggressive defense to go with her poise on offense has been an incredible development of U2 for her here on campus, averaging 8 points a game. Theryn has been about a 9-point per game increase, averaging 11, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Anytime she steps on the floor, she is the fastest player on the court and is an incredible passer. She is also, I believe, in the top 3 for 6th player of the year for the conference. So just an incredible year for both of those ladies as well. Now, this has been an impressive year, and one in which is kind of program changing. The pace at which they are playing, the style in which they're playing, currently averaging 84.5 points per game, good for 6th in the country and 2nd in the Big Ten behind only Iowa. They're top 15 in three-point shooting percentage and top 10 in turnovers. So they're good at hanging onto the ball. They score a lot of points, and they can shoot the 3 ball really well. Just a complete turnaround from the last almost decade, 7, 8 years really, since we've seen a season like this in East Lansing for the women's basketball program. And overall, just really impressed with Coach Hallock. The culture that she's brought, everyone just looks like they're always having fun. I enjoy the social media content before every game. They post everyone shooting half-court shots. I think it's called the half-court shot cam they do. Everyone's smiling, during the game even. Tough times, they're always smiling. They always stay connected, stay together. And it's just a fun environment. It's just a fun environment. It seems like from afar for the team, but even just being in that building and at the games, it seems like it's a fun environment for everyone to witness, and building something that, over the last couple years, I'll say, we haven't seen great crowds for women's basketball. I think over the next couple years, we saw it quite a bit this year. That place was, pretty packed for a handful of the games. And I think as Coach Hallock and the team keeps improving and implementing her culture that she's brought over, I think it's only going to get better. I think that place is going to be sold out here in a couple years. And I think she's going to consistently have this program competing towards the top of the conference and, win some major things here. This is year 1. We're talking like this year 1. She's already locked up a top 4 seed. I'm pretty sure, I don't think the attendance numbers have came up yet, but obviously since we're talking about that, I believe that has to have gone, way up this year. It's a fun product to watch, and, everyone wants to get out and watch them, here in the community, and that's, amazing to see, and can't wait for, more people to discover this team, in the coming years, and, hopefully they can make a run here to get even more eyeballs on them and get more people here. They've had more nationally televised games this year than I can remember in years past. So I think what Coach Hallock has done this first year has just been incredible to, help kind of reestablish, Michigan State women's basketball brand, not just in the conference, but in the country as well going forward. As well, looks like they're going to be going back to the NCAA tournament, which they haven't been for, I believe, 3 years. I could be wrong. I didn't fact check that beforehand, but it's been a couple years, I believe, since they've been back in the NCAA tournament. So that's incredible to see, and just keep moving forward. And just a really exciting product as well. These are all great ladies on the team, easy to root for, and also just awesome role models. If you have kids and can get up to some of these games, just incredible role models to go and watch them play, and how they handle themselves after the game on Thursday, senior night for Mo and Tori. We saw both of them kind of go around before they even started the senior ceremony, and they were both saying hi, taking pictures with kids. Mo went up into the stands while Tori was talking, or they were talking about Tori during the senior celebration. Just incredible. Everyone on the team's like that. Just incredible, easy to root for. So, tune into this team going forward. They're going to be a fun team to watch, and, watch Coach Freilich continue to grow this thing here in East Lansing. And, just another incredible home run hire by Alan Haller. Now, all this being said, the season's not done yet. They'll tip off Friday afternoon against either Nebraska, Northwestern, or Purdue in the Big Ten tournament, and then on to the NCAA tournament. So tune into this team, because they've been having an incredible year and are looking to make some noise going forward. But thank you all so much for watching. Go Green.